Gardening is a meaningful hobby with commitment and reward. You are also doing exercise indirectly, which gives you happiness from the physical activity that you are doing. It is a great relaxation, it is a therapy, and also it reduces the stress levels. You also get fresh produce of organic food from your garden, which encourages healthier lifestyle. Moreover, the produce that you get from your garden is full of flavors, the texture is better compared to the shop bought one. Hi everyone, I am Sridevi. Welcome to my gardening series. In this episode, we will see some of the things to consider in starting a vegetable garden for beginners. Let's get into it. Like all plants, vegetable plants also need sunlight. Most of the plants would require full sun, that is of minimum of 6 to 8 hours of sunlight. Plants like tomatoes, peppers, eggplant, pumpkins and some vining vegetables, they need full sun to have an optimal growth. Some plants also can grow in partial shade. Plants like vegetables like spinach, lettuce and some herbs and brassicas, they all can grow in partial shade. If you have a shaded corner in your garden, it's better to remove the plants to a different place according to the plant's need. Plant life starts and ends in the soil. Soil texture and composition means a lot for the plants, for their plant growth and also for good harvest. If you have a clay soil in your garden, it doesn't allow good drainage, but it holds the nutrients and water content. If you have a sandy soil, it allows drainage, but it doesn't hold the nutrients and also moisture content. A perfect soil should have good aeration, good drainage, holding moisture content and also nutrient rich. If you have a poor garden soil, the soil can be improved by adding compost and aged manure and some natural fertilizers. The other easier option is to go for raised garden bed, or even you can go for container gardening. Container gardening also has an advantage. You can also have containers in your balcony or your terrace and wherever you want to have, and also you can move the plants to a shaded location or to a sunnier spot. Soil pH is another important factor to consider. Many of the vegetable plants would like to grow in a pH range from 5.5 to 7.5. 6.5 is the ideal pH range. If your soil is too acidic, it doesn't allow the nutrients to be available for the plants, and also the microbiology that is living under the soil cannot thrive if the soil is too acidic. If you think the soil is good and still the plants are not performing well, it's better to check the pH and take advice from your garden center to increase or decrease the acidity of the soil. Watering is another basic need of any plant. Based on the temperature and weather, you need to water once or twice your plants. Some of the beginner gardeners tend to overwater the plant, and if the pot doesn't have hole and allows good drainage, water clogging will happen, and over a period of time this will kill the plants. So please make sure that the soil is good, allows good drainage, and there is also holes that lets the water out from the pot. Rainwater is a good source of water compared to the tap water. After few days of rain, you might have noticed that the leaves are bushy and also lush green. This is because rainwater pulls the nitrogen from the atmosphere along with the minerals, and it is adding as a fertilizer. The nitrogen is important for the foliage growth. Rainwater also invites unwanted guests like slugs and snails. They like the moisture, and also they would like to eat on the fresh growth from your vegetable plants. As and when you see them, remove it from your vegetable garden. To have a healthy plant and to have good harvest, you have to supply good amount of nutrients to your plants. In an organic gardening, you add compost and aged manure and you feed the soil bacteria and fungi, which in turn feeds your plants. In addition to that, you can also feed your plants by giving NPK fertilizer, the nitrogen, phosphorus and potassium. Nitrogen is necessary for the foliage growth, potassium is necessary for the root growth and also overall health of the plant, and phosphorus is for fruiting and flowering. As a beginner, you can give compost and also universal all purpose fertilizer with equal amount of nitrogen, phosphorus and potassium. One of the questions that new vegetable gardener get is what vegetables to grow. The answer is simple: choose your family favorite vegetable and get started. There are some plants that take lesser time from seed to harvest, and there are some plants that take longer time. For example, potatoes, sweet potatoes and onion, they take more than 4 months of seed to harvest time. I would recommend to choose shorter harvest veggies like radish, spinach, lettuce, which gives instant harvest and instant gratification. You can also choose some herbs which you use in everyday cooking to grow in your garden. In an organic gardening, it is important to consider companion planting. Companion planting helps to deter insects and pests away from your main plant. Some plant even act as a trap plant, so your main crop is not disturbed. If you are in organic gardening, it is hard to miss marigolds because they are a great companion plant. Everywhere you see a tomato plant, you can also see a marigold, and also sometimes basil is planted along with tomato plant. Not only companion plant deters insects and pests away from your garden, but it also adds a good decoration by giving beautiful blooms in your garden. Once you have planted your seedlings, you need to monitor them at least once a day to check and remove any weeds, dead leaves or branches, or to check any insects or pests attacking your plants. Last year I have harvested around 50 kgs of veggies from half of the space utilized from here, and this year I am expecting more because I have expanded my garden and also there are few more plants than last year. In this part of the world we have a short growing season for about 4 months, and this year it is from mid of May to mid of September. In colder countries and temperate climates where there is a shorter growing season, the seedlings are normally grown indoors for about 6 to 8 weeks, and then they are brought out for couple of weeks to get adjusted to the outside weather, and then they are transplanted into the soil. If you are in a tropical and hotter climate and you have a long summer time, you can sow the seeds directly into the soil. Starting small is the key. If you are a beginner gardener, start with few plants and then gradually increase the number of plants. Bigger garden means more time and more commitment, and also you have more harvest. I wish you all a happy gardening and enjoy the journey. Until next time, see you and bye bye.